See how good that tire looks, and it's not even dry yet. It looks great. All right, so let's grab, so let's test out, this is Gtechniq panel wipe. Let's test this out here first. Normally I wouldn't spray this much, but because I didn't really wash the wheels and I just want to make sure I get everything off, I'm going to really soak this down. Try to hit all the angles. And I'll get a little bit on my tire, which I can always come back and clean up later. This is a different towel. So we want to make sure we get this, the edge of the rim here. So we make sure we get all that soap off of it that they would use to mount the tire. And then I just kind of work every section. Get it prepared for the coating. Try to keep from touching it as well. I mean, you could put your rubber gloves on now, because we want to try to get the whole point of doing this panel wipe. I find this this Gtechniq panel wipe, I've used it a few times, to be quite a bit more aggressive than Carpo Eraser. At least it certainly smells more aggressive. I think both do the job. Back section here, the barrel. I don't think you guys need to see this, you get the idea. I'm going to lay it on the back first, and then we'll do the front. As I just grab it with my hand after wiping it. So we'll do the back of the wheel first, then come do the front, then wipe the back, then I want to lay the tire down, right? It's to make sure, because it doesn't really matter if I end up with a streak or a high spot or anything like that on the inside, because you're never going to see that. What matters more is the front of the wheel. Shoot, I should have gotten the soap. Oh well, that'll wear off over time. I didn't even think about it, having white walls. I should frickin' spray paint them black, because you can kind of see them on the Raptors when they do the new bumper. Here's our product. I've just got one of my extra suede applicators from Kamikaze that I didn't use. Sorry to Gtechniq and Kamikaze for intermingling brands here. You know, I just opened this bottle so I don't have to worry about, I've already blown out. You kind of make sure you don't end up with any glass or anything on the edge. Learned that from Todd Cooperrider. So I'll do this section first. You know, and detailers tend to like to make a big deal out of a coating and how difficult it can be. It's really not hard. I've worked with a lot of them. Some of them are a little easier than others, but this process is not rocket science. It's really humid out here. I found, again, I already did one of the wheels. I found that this C5 is pretty easy to work with. It seems like any other coating out there. The one thing I'm always wondering is, you know, how long to leave it on. So I always err on the side of taking it off sooner rather than later. Because if you leave it on too long, then it's hard to get off, or it doesn't come off. I mean, generally these bond instantly, so, or really early anyway. Rather than flipping my 100-pound tire, I'm just gonna hang upside down and get in your way here. You can see a tiny little shade change, you know, especially when it's wet. So on a semi-matte looking wheel like this, you will get a little bit of a sheen change. I wouldn't call it shiny. It won't shine it, but it will make it a little bit of a shade darker. You know, so if you have some platinum satin wheels or some kind of satin finish, this stuff can still be used, and it generally doesn't, changes the shade a tiny bit, but doesn't ruin it. I've seen some pros that have built some kind of wheel jig. I need that. for the 2 sets of wheels I do a year. So this is the spot where removal is a little trickier, where you really want to be able to see and make sure you wipe it off completely. So that's why what I'll do is I'll lay the face, I'll lay it down on its back so that I can make sure that I don't miss any high spots. And when we're always talking about this high spot business, basically it looks wet. You want to make sure you wipe it all off. So what I think I might try, I'm going to put this on the wheel as our base coat. We'll see if it plays well together. And I'm going to use Dr. Beasley's wheel seal on top of this. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's go level the face here. And then we'll get in this groove. Making sure it's good, nice even coverage. And you can see I don't have to revisit the bottle a lot. You don't need to cake this stuff on. It's expensive too. So, oops, as I just dump it on the ground. Crap. Generally don't hold on to the bottle. There's no reason to hold on to the bottle, so don't do that. All right, so I'm going to get the edge here. I come back. So these are not so great zinc bolts that I will be swapping here very shortly for stainless bolts. The darn stainless bolts cost 25% of what the wheels cost. So as I was saying earlier, that for the truck, one, I haven't found any forged wheels that I'm just in love with for trucks. They always do weird stuff with trucks and just stick to the basics. And 2, I don't care as much about speed and performance. I just want it to look decent and perform reasonably well. All right, so by the time we got around to the front, I just give it a few minutes. We'll give it maybe 5 minutes, and we're gonna wipe off the back. We should be good now to wipe this off. So I'm gonna use, because we're gonna ditch this towel afterwards, I'm gonna use one of my beat up, what I call my coating removal towels. You wanna make sure, if you're gonna use an older towel, make sure that it's clean and not, doesn't have anything that could damage your surface, especially on the painted surface of your car. Maybe these wheels aren't going to show as much, but you want to make sure you don't have anything that could damage all the work you just did. In this case, I haven't done a lot of work because they are brand new, but I don't want to damage my new wheels. So make sure you check your microfiber for any pieces of leaves or anything trapped in it. So, when we're tossing that buzzword out about making sure that any high spots, and you're just looking for a flat finish, you don't want to see any wet looking spots, because that means there's still some leftover coating. See how we have kind of an oil slick look to it? We want to make sure we get all that off, right? So I'm going to take my towel, come by, wipe off all this excess. Again, it's been on here 5 or 6 minutes, something like that. It seems like it's ready to come off. It's coming off pretty easily. Again, with coatings, you generally don't want to let them sit there too long. You can end up with a permanent oil looking slick, like I did on my Raptor on the door handle, which I showed you guys a few weeks ago. And then we're going to let this sit in here in the wash bay. I'll let it sit a darn week, and then we'll top it with something, which we'll talk about when I figure out what I'm going to top it with. I don't know that I care all that much about these wheels. They're 200 bucks a piece. I'm going to do a single coat. I don't think, you know, a lot of times I just don't think, you know, 2 coats is necessary, but the permanence of this will probably last longer than I have the truck anyway. So you can see anybody can do this. And then when I put it on the truck, I'll probably do another quick little layer of PERL, and that should last me. And then I just maintain the PERL. So, you know, lots of people complain about tire, you know, especially PERL. They say, man, you recommended this, I don't know about it, it doesn't work very well. You have to, I think you have to go through this preliminary process to get the tires stripped down. And then if I clean them, and this is why I don't use, and you could use Wise Guy, Shine Supply Wise Guy. It's why Adams rubber and tire cleaner just seems like it's perfectly formulated, for me anyway, at the right level of aggression for the way I like to keep my tires maintained. So that way every time I wash it, then I just go and follow and just throw a little light layer of PERL on the tires. But I'm probably going to use this new procedure where I'm using the brush. All right, there we go. So I can be able to analyze and look at the wheel, make sure I didn't miss any spots. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to go through. So I'm going to go through and treat the rest of them just like that. All right, so let's do our center caps really quickly here. I get my cleaning towel. So let's do this. So do our panel wipe on here. These are from a company called Chief Manufacturing. You know, if you were comparing it to this mess, right? We're considerably different. A little bit better design, I think. So these center caps are clean, and I wanted it logo-less, so it was just a simple black finish to match the black on our methods. So let's knock these 2 out really quickly, and then we'll come back and do the other 2. Just put a little bit on here. Let that sit for about 5 minutes. Which will be about as long as it takes me to clean the next set. Now, notice I don't want to have to throw this towel away. So I'm not applying the coating on top of this towel. You could probably go and wipe out the towel or wash out the towel really quickly, but I never chance it. I always end up throwing the towel away, whichever. So I'll use 1 towel, maybe 2 if it's the whole car, and then toss them. I mean, my orange coating, what I call my coating removal towel, only costs $1.90, so no biggie. So again, I'm only putting a single coat on here, but you could very easily add another coat if you wanted to. I think I have enough product to do it. But since I'm going to be topping it regularly with something, I figure it's not really necessary. All right, so we'll wipe off the excess, and then we have our center caps done as well. It's good. There's our coated, satin finished center cap. All right, so project is wrapped up. I want to mention a couple of things, a couple of observations at the end, some things you should do. One, this towel, my wipe down towel, has to get thrown away. Same thing with your suede or your applicator. I used about, I guess probably 7 or 8 milliliters, so I used about half a bottle, and then use some PERL to do it. But again, I would suggest not using these, especially on a matte wheel. They broke this down. These little cotton applicators broke it down really quickly, and it started getting lint all over the place. It really didn't cause an issue. It's just I would use suede. So anyway, C5. No things to note. I mean, you guys saw me put it on. Wait 5, maybe 10 minutes. Wipes right off. So no, really uneventful coating. So went on, wheels look great. So there's really nothing we need to talk about other than just follow the directions on the box. It doesn't tell you how long because it depends on the humidity and everything. Really humid here. I again put it on the back barrel. Did the front barrel, wait 5, maybe 6 minutes, wipe the back barrel off, then go right to the front, lay them out on the floor so that way you can see them under the lights, make sure there aren't any streaky spots. But it looks like a normal coated sort of matte or satin finish wheel, so it doesn't look like anything crazy. Another thing I guess you could consider doing, you could put some XO on top of it, on top of the wheels. I think I'm going to test this product here, Dr. Beasley's Wheel Seal. So I'm going to put this on top of the coating, which I suspect will be fine. So I'm going to wait and do this. I guess I'll probably wait till next weekend or whenever I decide to do the wheels. So this product is a spray-on sealant type, right? So this is going to be, you're going to spray on a cloth, we're going to wipe it on the wheel, and we're going to wipe dry. So this will be a topping agent for our coating. So we'll see how these two play together. I'm assuming they'll do okay. And then I'll treat the wheels with this periodically, during my normal washing cycle. So anyway, thanks for watching this episode. They'll be putting next episode. I'll we'll be putting the wheels on the truck, see how they look. I think the truck's going to look really cool, especially when I get the suspension upgrades done and then the front bumper. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more crazy. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.